What if the pain you are trying to escape, is actually the doorway you've been searching for? Most of us aren't afraid of pain itself. We're afraid of the change that pain demands from us. There is a moment in life when everything suddenly goes quiet. A late-night phone call, a relationship falling apart, a plan collapsing just when you thought you finally had control. Then comes silence, a kind of silence you cannot distract yourself from, where you can't pretend to be strong, can't hide behind busyness, can't outrun what you feel. In that silence, one truth emerges. Pain arrives when your life can no longer stay the same. If you believe in inner growth, healing, and mindful living, subscribe to the channel now, so each day you have a small candle lighting your path inward. Human beings change for two reasons: inspiration or desperation. And unfortunately, desperation is often the more powerful teacher. When life is comfortable, we rarely question anything. We drift, we delay, we settle. But then something cracks. Maybe just a small fracture, but enough to whisper, something isn't right. You can't keep living like this. Pain is not there to ruin you. It is there to wake you. Marcus Aurelius once said, "What stands in the way becomes the way." And Eastern wisdom echoes, "The most painful events are the deepest teachers." Two philosophize, oceans apart, pointing to the same truth. Pain clarifies. It reveals what comfort hides. What if nothing was taken from you, but only returned to where it no longer belonged? This is the beginning of pain's first lesson: acceptance. Pain doesn't show up to break you. It shows up to break open what was already cracking inside. Every type of pain carries a message. Loss teaches impermanence. Betrayal teaches boundaries. Loneliness teaches self-connection. Failure teaches humility. Fear teaches courage. Falling teaches how to rise. There are truths you cannot learn from books. Only experience can teach them. You cannot understand compassion if you've never been wounded. You cannot understand letting go if you've never lost. You cannot understand awakening if you've never felt lost inside your own life. Pain is the language life uses to deliver wisdom. Healing isn't loud. It's not a dramatic breakthrough. It's a slow, quiet rearrangement happening deep inside. You start talking less and listening more. You stop reacting instantly. You no longer try to force life to match your expectations. You stop holding on to things that clearly do not belong to your future. You become the witness of your life instead of being dragged by it. That is the first sign of wisdom. If this journey speaks to your soul, hit subscribe so each video becomes one more step toward understanding yourself more deeply. What if your heart isn't breaking, but opening? This single question can change the way you interpret everything you've been through. When you stop fighting your pain, something unexpected happens. It begins to transform. It softens. It shifts. It reveals a path hidden underneath the struggle. Acceptance doesn't mean agreement. It doesn't mean weakness. It means clarity. It is the moment you say, "This happened. I can't change the past, but I can change the way I move forward." At that moment, you are no longer a victim. You become the author. Pain becomes understanding. Understanding becomes wisdom. Wisdom becomes freedom. That is the evolution of every awakened soul. One day, without noticing, you will hear yourself say a sentence you could never have said before your pain. "It's okay. I learned something. Maybe this needed to happen. I understand the lesson now." That is the moment wisdom takes root. It doesn't shout. It doesn't announce itself. It arrives as calm. You start to look back at something that once broke you and whisper, "Thank you." Not because it was easy, but because you're no longer the person who was destroyed by it. You're the person who grew from it. True growth isn't becoming someone new. It's returning to who you were meant to be before fear, expectations, doubt, and pain covered your heart. Maybe you lost yourself trying to be enough for someone. Maybe you tolerated things that wounded your spirit. Maybe you forgot your worth somewhere along the way. But today, you understand something simple and profound. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be authentic. Pain doesn't reshape you. It uncovers you. Real strength isn't the absence of pain. It's learning how to meet pain with wisdom. It looks like feeling fully without collapsing, seeing reality without denial, holding yourself without shame, releasing others without resentment. True strength is gentle, firm like a mountain, soft like water. It is where Stoicism meets Zen, where acceptance meets courage, where stillness meets resilience. If you want to continue this journey of inner growth, reflection, and mindful living, subscribe to the channel so you never miss a moment of wisdom, clarity, or healing. Each week, you will have a quiet space to return to yourself. The universe has a unique way of awakening us, not through comfort, but through the things we cannot ignore. Sometimes the moment you think you're breaking is the moment you're being rebuilt. So if you're hurting right now, don't rush to escape it. Let it speak. Let it guide you. Let it carve the wisdom you will one day stand on. Because this might not be the end. This might be the turning point you've been waiting for. Let pain lead you to wisdom. Let wisdom lead you to peace. Let peace lead you back to yourself.